Oh man. Oh man. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to Cognac Stories, everyone. I'm your host, Taurean Meacham, and it feels so good to be here with you once again. Whether you're sharing a drink or something of the herbal remedy, we are here for some thought-provoking conversation. And I appreciate the support we've been getting since we launched the podcast several years ago and the year-long break that we took in between. And tonight we are going to catch up on what business has been looking like for us. Tonight's episode is going to be a special one. So pour yourself a drink, light something up, get comfortable, and let's dive into what's going on in the world today. And so before I get started, I want to bring on two of my guests. I got the one and only the fitted hat god, the bad boy of barbecue, Jamal Anthony Nance in the building. Round of
You
applause,
see,
and also got my man from the Nasty Natty. Pimping ain't easy, but it's effortless to some. My man Linton Morgan. How are we doing today?
Something ain't good.
Round of applause, gentlemen.
They're scared.
So listen. I don't want to beat around the bush. It's been a long time since we've all been on this screen together, all on this call together. The podcast has been it's been on an extended break. I said I'll be going for a month, and I was going to November like Wyclef.
Uh,
Hey, man, so hey, listen, so shit, since March 2023, what have you guys been up to?
man, fitted guy, you gotta hit me up to the fitted guy. I gotta hear the story behind this.
oh, so back, when I was a little bit younger, I was buying all fitted hats to the point now is I can go a whole year without wearing the same hat twice.
Word.
So
Man,
when
said
I
you got a
started,
hat
Yo,
for
hold
every
up.
bump in your face.
That's
so when we started the pod before, I would wear a different hat every episode.
that's
So
crazy.
yeah, it's just one of my little habits that I just when it comes to these, can't nobody fuck with me.
I got you. I got
It's
you.
simple as that. You go like it gets to the point to where people ask me, "Yo, where you get that?" Nah, I can't tell you, bro. 'Cause if I tell you
Nah,
where I
this
got it from, you
exclusive.
don't want to go get it. You
Yeah.
can't have it.
He got a guy. He got a guy. That's all you need
Got
to know. He got a guy.
But
an
when
episode.
Jay said this way is a one of one, it means none before it, none to come.
None to come.
You know what I mean?
Bars.
Peep the Jackie Robinson joint on it too. Peep the Jackie
Yeah.
Robinson. Yeah,
Oh, that's lovely. Okay,
yeah.
okay. I see the point.
my,
And with
my
the
shit's
matching,
and it's the
so
new era, so it's official.
it's official joint. This ain't no custom. It's
Nah,
official.
this ain't no, it's official.
Oh, that's not the joint from the barbershop, man.
No sir.
Barbershop or the little Chinese lady selling the slippers. It ain't
Oh,
them
whoa,
either.
whoa, 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 whoa. We can't make that assumption that it's somebody,
My bad.
whoa, because we know, hey,
This,
listen,
this ain't no corner store knockoff.
Nah,
exactly, right? No bodega bootleg, right?
Yeah.
Let's just leave it open-ended
Hey,
like that.
no, thank you. Come again.
Yeah, nah,
Right?
none of that.
My
You
friend,
don't want to fall into any stereotyping.
Yeah.
No.
my friend,
Listen.
my friend.
But nah, listen. So how was everybody's summer, man? It's the summer's officially over. We got Halloween in a few days.
Yo,
How
let
was
me talk
everyone's
my shit
summer?
about the summer, man. Let me talk my shit about the summer.
Go ahead,
This
talk your
summer I
talk,
was
man.
I was I was blessed. I was blessed enough to probably go to probably like 7 states in the
Mm,
last like 4 months, or actually 5 months. Last time we hooked up, it sparked something in me. I went to Washington D.C. to meet my man's. Took my wife up there. She loved it. Um, and then from there, I went to Arizona to celebrate my daughter's sweet 16th or sweet 15th, her quinceañera. So I went down there for that. Traveled up and seen my boy in Columbus, like just bouncing. And then we took our first family cruise. So took all
ah,
kids. To it was like 5 adults and 6 kids.
That's what's
Went
up.
on a Carnival cruise and loved it. Loved if it's for kids, if you taking your kids, loved it. Loved it. It was a ball. Um, ate all type of foods, and it was just great. It was great. So we had a ball, had a real good time this summer. So looking to get some passport stamps next year.
That's what's
That's
up.
what's
That's
up.
what's up,
Heck yeah.
man. What about you? What about you, Slocks? What was the highlight of the summer?
I've mostly been working, every now and then doing stuff with the kids. We ain't do that much this year, but I got some things planned for next year and the following year. So we're gonna be on a few trips next year. So I had to sacrifice this year so you can shine next year.
Mm-hmm.
Love
Hey,
it.
that's how it is sometimes, man. You got to make those sacrifices as a
Yeah.
father, as an adult, for the
Like
greater
we
good
still
of
had
kids.
some fun though. We went to a couple fairs, did stuff around Atlanta, whatever, a few times, but nothing major. Something low key.
That word sacrifice is huge, man.
Yeah.
Word sacrifice.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, that's what's up. That's what's up, man. Let me tell you, this summer I've been super active, man. So, I've been out in these streets, running around, ripping, running, changing the face of conservation. That's natural resources in the environment. But I don't want to get into that. What I want to talk about is something that brings me joy, and that's wrestling. So I've been out here going to these events. You see me looking dapper right now. I'm in the front row. Me and my mans, we looking fly. We styling on Griselda and them, right? Come on. So now we the new front row mafia. I'm gonna be at Monday Night Raw in Pennsylvania. Me and the whole gang, right? So when you see me on your TV doing a Dudley Death Drop to one of the Bloodline, I told you here first, right? Last year, I told my mans I want to go to a bunch of WWE events, and then I want to interfere and get kicked out of one. And this is a year later, and this Monday is probably not going to happen because I don't want to go to jail. But I will be front row enjoying the festivities.
You got a sign?
That's hilarious.
What's up? Am I going to bring a sign?
Yeah, you got to hold a sign up.
Yo, I'm thinking about it, bro. I'm thinking about it. So they have like all those places in the mall that make those signs and make T-shirts. So I'm thinking about probably getting T-shirts made that Saturday or Sunday, or like a sign, or I can at least get like a poster made. And if I get a poster made, I'm gonna get that shit signed, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna get these nuts on it, and I'm gonna get.
I was about to say,
I'm about to say, you gotta say something crazy. Like 3-4-2-5 or something.
Double Jordan, so you heard
it. Smack me. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just happy to be I'm just happy to be able to do that with the fellas and whatnot, man, because last time we were shooting the pod, we were in a whole different location. Right now we're actually, if you're watching the video, you're probably noticing all the camera angles and the zooming going on right now. It's a lot of movement right now. That's because you're in my studio, right? I have a whole studio office, right? I'm gonna go ahead and get up and give you a little tour. And as this camera tracks me, right, you're gonna see me kind of stunt. That's the African American, the Black liberation flag right there, right? I know you see it. We're right. So
camera went down.
My station went down right there. Nah, it's back. Yeah, see, easy. You know what I mean? Just throw the hand sign up. That motherfucker come right back, right? Got the TV over here, so I'm gonna play my retro gaming and shit.
Right.
I jump on, get it in, right? Got the picture of my daughter. Gotta have that. Booyah, right? But yeah, man, so I gotta I live in DC now, right? Life is good. I don't want to stunt too hard, man, but if y'all see the Instagram, y'all know what it is, right? So what I will say is this: I know what I'm doing, right? I know what I'm talking about, and it's about damn time y'all listen, right? The whole time when I was busted and disgusted, right? When I was coming back up, right? When I took that little sacrifice to be a stay-at-home dad and whatnot, I was living in the Airbnb in a basement in DC, man, in Pentworth, dodging rats, doing the pod from anywhere. Y'all remember that? You know what I mean?
That was the joke with the window, with the bird was in the window that day.
Yeah. You know what I mean? doing the pod from anywhere, right? And now, I got 3 stories in this joint. You know what I'm saying? I look at the Lincoln Memorial every day. I'm like Ghost in Power right now. I'll put it like this, man. Watch out for the Queen Shower Project. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Shout out to me, Aloha Noir album, put out May 15th, 2000, 4 years ago. Also Black Radical album, 4-year anniversary this weekend. You know what I mean? 3 million streams. Holla at your boy, right? I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm doing. But what I want to discuss, man, is I know something I've been talking to the fellas about is goal setting, trying to level up, separate yourselves from the pack, what we can do as men to raise the bar. And that's exactly what I want to jump into right now. And so the first thing that I want to kick off, that's a heavy topic that's been on my mind, is the state of the union of men. And so in 2024, it's been a pivotal year for us as men. And there's a lot of talk about masculinity, accountability, and what it means to raise the standard. And so as we head into 2025, I want to discuss where men stand today and what we're doing well and where we still need to grow. And so first, we'll talk about each item that I want to cover, and then I'm going to go into some in-depth strategies that we can discuss and see if that's some stuff that we can implement in our own lives or that we know others can do in theirs. And so the first area I want to talk about is accountability. And I think we're seeing a split. So some men are stepping up, holding themselves accountable and pushing the envelope in terms of what it means to be a leader, a father, a partner, and just a better human being. But there's still a lot of room for growth. Too many men are still avoiding responsibility, and that's holding us back collectively. To evolve, we need to be okay with separating from the pack, leaving behind toxic traits and those who refuse to grow. And so we're seeing the standards for men change, and that's necessary. Emotional intelligence, vulnerability, leadership by example, these are all qualities that define the men who will lead in 2025. So how do we raise the standard? It starts with accountability, but it also includes celebrating joy and success. And those are all things that we'll touch on later. And so what I want to do is talk about some actionable strategies that I came up with for men above 35 to raise their standards, increase accountability, and separate themselves from the pack. But before I go ahead and jump into that, I just want to get your thoughts on, where we are as men in 2024 and how can we raise the standards, increase accountability, and separate ourselves from the pack from those that don't want to evolve and grow.
That's the problem right there. Like if you're around people that don't want to evolve and grow, like you already in a bad spot. Like it's like prime example, like our whole crew, for the most part, we all doing good. There's not one person that we know that's doing something negative. You know what I'm saying? Like that right there, like is important. Like you can't, I can't call somebody that's trying to, that ain't doing nothing to ask them how to get to another step. Like that's not gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those you're gonna get to a point to where, all right, everybody can go. Like y'all want to take there and do that? Okay, cool. Y'all can do that over there. I'm trying to go over here. Simple. It's not throwing shade. It's not hating. It's like, nah, for what I'm trying to do, y'all are holding me back. That's cool that y'all doing that, but I'm not on that. Like even now, like the guys I hang out with at work, I talk to them because it's either they know something about what I'm trying to do and they've been through it, and they can give me advice on it. If you still stuck in the 80s, I can't get no information from you. We could be cool, but it ain't like I can't go to you and ask you for financial advice or how to do this, because you don't know. You stuck in trying to buy the whatever. I don't care about that. Most of the people I rock with, married, got kids, they family men. That's what I am. I'm not a single dude in the club. I'm not gonna no. What we gonna talk about? So most of the people that you want to hang out with, they got to be like-minded.
True.
That's the start right there.
I think something I talked to my wife about because she got this issue with her homegirl sometimes is putting people in their right lanes, because not everybody is gonna be able to go the same place as you going, and that's something that I had to go through with my homies because I'm surrounded, like he said, in nasty natty. Like it's a lot of niggas. It ain't a lot of men. It ain't a lot of people about their business. So it really like it puts you in a position where you try to bring these people along, but after a while,
You can see it ain't working.
it ain't gonna happen. Like they
You,
not built for
you can
that.
see
Like
it.
it just. I got one homie like he's a GTA god. He could play GTA all day long, and I'm like got his girl at home. She just pay the bills and do whatever, and it's like, hey, homie, I can't be. I mean, at least I know I got somebody I can play the game with.
Yeah.
Hey,
But I can't put you up on to nothing. Like I took a video. It's hard to get, at least to get all six of your homies, if you're blessed to have that many people, to get all of y'all in the one room is hard, right?
Mhm.
I got all of us at one time, and I'm the crypto person around us. And I got a video that showed, let's talk about investment. Let's talk about, hey, let's go get another bottle. And at that
Yeah.
time, like, I mean, it just shows the mindset. So, man, it's hard to nowadays. You kind of just want to focus on the people that's closest to you, or like I said, focus on the people that focus on you.
but
Cause
see, I look at it like it's one of those. It's a mindset thing. It's like at what
Mhm.
point is that gonna get born?
man,
Like if you don't
Yeah,
see what's
exactly.
going on right now, at what point does let's go get a bottle? When does that get played out?
it's crazy, crazy.
Yeah, so the thing that you're touching on is, having a growth mindset, uh, emotional intelligence, your EQ, and that's something we can talk about right now. And so, with these actionable strategies that we can use to raise our standards, increase accountability, and also separate ourselves from the pack, that'll help alleviate those problems that we're talking about. Those folks that don't want to pick up the slack, they don't want to evolve, they don't want to improve their situation. That they're stuck in their second childhood, as Nas would say, as Hove would say. If every brother in your clique is rich, your clique is rugged, right? So that's what we're trying to be on, exactly, right? So the first thing that we can do is develop emotional intelligence and self-awareness. And so the actionable strategy that we need to understand is that we have to engage in mindfulness practices. We have to be open to therapy or coaching that promotes emotional intelligence, such as meditation, journaling, or regular self-reflecting. And so this is something that we've all been told since grade school. Keep a journal, write about your emotions. If you can't speak about something, especially as men, learn to write something down. We've all been told to meditate. We've all been told to be open to therapy, but a lot of times we're reluctant to doing it. And myself, I'm a fan of therapy. I'm somebody that practices mindfulness, a big proponent of meditation, yoga, Buddhism. And I can tell you, all of these things are what's helped me on the road to rebuilding myself after leaving the military and having to figure out who I was as a man in order to get back to where I am now. And so there's various personality assessments that you can take to identify areas of strength and growth. But why this matters is that emotional intelligence is increasingly recognized as a key predictor of leadership, success, and personal fulfillment. And so studies have shown that high emotional intelligence correlates with better decision making, improved relationships, and leadership effectiveness. And a Harvard Business Review study found that 90% of top performers have high emotional intelligence, while only 20% of low performers do. And how it raises the standard is that by understanding and managing our emotions, we can build deeper connections, we can lead more effectively, and we can handle adversity with more resilience, setting us apart from our peers that lack these skills. And now, when you think about emotional intelligence, you think about that person that can't self regulate. Right. So we all know that person that we grew up with that at the drop of a dime, they can spin up, lose their emotions, and they, go crazy. And that's the person that ends up, shooting somebody, getting, in some crazy altercation. That's the person that starts the fights at the clubs, things like that. Right. And so people that are more level headed those are the folks that are in those leadership roles. Those are the folks that are the head of those organizations. Those are the folks that are the head of those fraternities, things of that nature. And so if we're taught from an early age that we should be in tune with our emotions, why are we so resistant to it? Is the first question. And then the second follow-up question for you brothers is just your thoughts on some of the techniques about raising your emotional intelligence. We talked about journaling, meditation, therapy, etc.
You want to go first or?
Shoot, man, I grew up with my grandma and my aunt, but my dad and the street kind of raised me. So being around a bunch of men in from 50s, 60s was more of like that fuck your feelings, pimps up, hoes down, pimping they dead, them hoes just scared. Like, so I really didn't. When you talk about emotions, I man, I don't lead by emotions. I don't think emotionally. I don't. I'm really fuck your feelings because I feel like your feelings will fuck you over, and that could be bad. It could be toxic. It just be terrible. But it's worked for me. It's my honesty. It's how it is. What it is. So I don't. I see what you're saying, but I just see it. It's never emotion. Anything emotionally, I've always just water off a duck's back. Keep it moving. Like, and to you,
But
sir.
we know what that leads to, right? That leads to that volcano effect. So if you bottle those emotions up and you don't deal with them, it leads to a blow up later. So if we continue to behave that way, then we're just setting ourselves up for failure.
Well, that's why I was saying the water off the duck's back. Like, let's say
Yeah.
I get. I don't know what I could be mad at.
Hmm.
I can't think of honestly something that I've been mad at to where it's affected me, and that's how I constantly feel. Is that
Yeah.
I spill milk. I spill milk. Clean it up. Keep it moving.
Hmm.
Like, why would I? Oh, I spilled milk. Like, who cares?
Well, the thing to keep in mind is not don't specifically tie the emotional regulation to anger. A lot of times with men, we get depressed and we end up staying depressed, right?
That,
Because we don't have the support system around us to help us regulate. And a lot of times we don't know how to get out of that depression, and so we'll go to other things that are destructive coping mechanisms like drinking, smoking, chasing women, things like that. Like that, when I got divorced, instead of doing the things that I knew that were right, like going to therapy, I said, I'm gonna party the pain away. And I just drank and partied in San Diego, put on 30 pounds, looked in the mirror, and was like, I look like Carl Winslow now. Right.
exactly.
And, because I chose and I knew what the right thing to do was. The right thing to do was to continue to go to therapy, right? After, dissolving the marriage and whatnot. But I said, nah, I'm going to go ahead and do things my way. Right. Which wasn't the right way. I learned from it. However, if I'd have been more open and been more emotionally intelligent, there could have been a better way. And so that's why I try to tell people now, just like, Jay-Z said, man, hold did that. So hopefully you don't have to go through that. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So just because I went through all this, the hard road with the marriage and the divorce and doing all the partying and whatnot, you don't want to do that, right? Just do the good stuff afterwards. That's what I try to lead folks with, And so with that being said, what are your thoughts on emotional intelligence regarding depression or non-anger related issues, but just depression and coping mechanisms regarding that?
Well,
Um.
you gotta realize most men, black men especially, we don't have nowhere to go to the vent. Because if you go somewhere and actually, if you go somewhere and vent, you have the fear of them either judging you or throwing it back in your face later.
Mm-hmm.
So you just bottle it up. And it's sad that a good percentage of black men, especially coming from the urban area, that was your thing. Like, nah, if you're going through something, how you said, what off your back, deal with it, keep it pushing. And before you know it, you done got 50 million things on your back that you just can't get out because you ain't got nowhere to vent to.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of them to where it sucks, but I'm a believer in therapy. I think if you do it and you go into it with an open mind, it's gonna work. But it's one of those to where you can't go and thinking it's not gonna work, then it ain't gonna work because
Mhm.
you already going into it thinking it ain't gonna work. But if you go,
Correct.
like
I agree 100%.
they give you like, okay, she'll tell you, okay, he or she will tell you, okay, when you get home, do this. Tomorrow, try to do this. If you just like, nah, fuck it, I ain't gonna do it. Shit ain't gonna work.
Ain't gonna work.
You gotta put the time in. It's one of those to where most people. It's sad to say that they surrounded with yes men.
Mm,
So if you go to somebody with a problem, they just gonna tell you what you want to hear. That's not
Mhm.
good. That's not fixing the problem. They just building up your ego. You need to go talk to somebody that's gonna tell you, no, you fucking up. Like sit your monkey ass down and go do something.
but
But you know that ain't something you want to hear. You want to hear, oh no, it'll be all right. Go, go ahead, go to the club that night. Go spend bottle, go buy some bottles, go talk to that. That's what you want to hear. But you don't want to hear. No, go sit down and think this shit through because you
Yeah.
going through something and you need some help. So if you don't open your mind into trying to actually better yourself, you're not going to. That's
Yeah,
just me.
100%, 100%. And I think that's why having a good support circle is important. And y'all used to get in my ass about that pause on Call of Duty when we been in the lobby, and I'm like trying to ask y'all like about how y'all doing, all this kind of stuff. And y'all be like, "Yo, shut the fuck up! We're trying to play the game." Blah blah blah. That's like the only time we all together, right? So that's
Yeah,
like the only time we're all together in a form where you can be vulnerable, right, about some shit because we're dodging imaginary bullets and whatnot, right? And it's like, yo, we're trying to engage in this conversation. It's like I don't want to do it. And then there's no other avenue to do it later. And then all you see, right, is just like me. I'm a person, I believe in energy, right? Every person is like a beacon, right? And so you radiate a certain amount of energy, whether you're doing good or doing bad, right? So when you're doing great, you put out good news. When you're doing bad, you put out bad news. So when I look at my homies and they put out bad messages, and it's like, man, what's going on, right? Like if you're not going to talk to me but you're going to keep putting out these negative messages, what do you want? Like you're acting like a woman right now, and I don't mean like no disrespect, but you're like crying for attention, like playing a victim right now, because it's like you're
mm,
saying you have a problem, you have folks that want to help you, but you don't want to open up. And then when something happens, it's like, oh well, should have checked on them, we tried,
mm,
right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, we've all been in situations like that, and it's not like and I want to say that give them grace because we got to make the space for that to happen, and so we have to reach out to people more than once, right? We got to be able to open up to people about what we have going on. That's why I always spill my problems out like, yo, I'm going through this, I'm doing that, whatever. So when somebody has an issue, they know they can come to me, right? Because I've been through something similar, right? Or I've just been through a hardship. And so that's something I want to get you guys' opinion on the role that we play in as a support system for our friends and our brothers when we realize that something's going on. Like how how much do how much personally do you poke in pride when you see your man, throwing up the red flags?
um, I could personally talk on two situations. Homie going through a divorce, but knowing you're watching the self destruction, and you
Mhm.
know accountability ain't being had on his part. Like you caused everything that's happening to you, and that's something that I'm heavy on. Like if I earned it, it's my fault. Oh well, what happens happens. Like, but you sitting up here playing victim, calling him out on his shit, getting hung up on, meet him at the bar, and I'm just you can't cry to me, cry wolf, and then you're causing all of this drama to yourself. So
yeah.
it's hard. I, I don't know. I just with people like that, how
It's
do you even? You know what I mean? Like you lying to you playing yourself.
but
Mhm.
and like that's the thing. It's one of them. like I've had a situation where you know who it is. I ain't gonna say him on the pod, but was going through something. I seen some. As a matter of fact, I didn't even see the messages that he put on Instagram and all that other stuff. I called just for something else, and he thought I was calling about that. I'm like, nah, like what's going on? So when he filled me in, I'm like, all right, look, I understand you angry right now. I get it, but you done did da 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 da. You know, try to see if you can, do something to amend it before you jump out the window. Um, called him a couple of days later. I'm like, yo, how's everything going? You still on the edge. If whatever happened, you need somewhere to crash. You want to welcome to come to the crib. Da 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 da. But still, if you can try to, amend it. Try that route first. Just don't jump out the window.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, everything worked out, but it's one of them. You can tell when you talk to somebody when it's going in one ear and out the other.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm not gonna keep repeating myself when I know you're not listening. It's because like you said, it's one of them. You keep causing the destruction. All right. Well, when the building fall, you put the dynamite there.
Oh man.
So but
yeah.
I don't check on my people as much as I should, but every now and then a good text or good call or whatever definitely would help. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was going through what I was going through, niggas hit me up every day, every other day, once a week. So it's definitely one of those. You gonna need a support system, especially if you're trying to get some help. You're gonna need some help to get some help. You know what I mean?
Correct.
It ain't something you got to do by yourself.
You got to get some. You got to give some. You know what I'm saying? Ain't that the truth, man? The next thing I want to get into, man, that we talked about, because y'all definitely touched on the growth mindset, is committing to lifelong learning and skill development. And so the strategy that I want to talk about is dedicating time each week to learning new skills relevant to our field or personal growth, such as leadership courses, online certifications, or industry conferences. Platforms like Coursera, Udemy, or LinkedIn Learning, they offer accessible ways to continue education. And a lot of these are low cost or free. And so why this matters, the job market is rapidly changing due to automation, digital transformation, and evolving industries. The McKinsey reports that up to 375 million workers will need to switch occupational categories by 2030. Continuing education helps men stay competitive and valuable in their industries. How this is going to raise our standard is that lifelong learning fosters adaptability and positions men as forward-thinking, innovative leaders who can evolve with industry trends, separating them from those who remain stagnant. And so for myself, that's something that I've had to do over the course of these 4 years, but I don't want to harp on myself too much, but I can tell Jamal and Linton, both of you have had to make career transitions. You've had to learn new skills later on in life in order to attain new levels in financial goals, right? So I want to get your thoughts on just ways to improve your education, staying relevant in the field, and why this matters to you.
Well, mine was I got my CDL. A lot of jobs I've had, I've always seen truck drivers, and it's one of them. It don't hurt to ask questions. You know what I'm saying? If you see somebody doing something that you either got information or want information about, ask them. You'd be surprised what they tell you. I will every time I see a truck driver, hey, how's this, how's that? They'll run it down to me. All right, cool. It was in a situation where my brother got his CDL, and I was trying to go that route. I had an issue with my license in North Carolina, so I fell back. The job I had, they was paying me good money, but they started getting on my nerves. So I was blessed enough to where I can go get my CDL and pay for it myself.
Mm-hmm.
So found a job or found a spot that was offering weekend classes. Okay, cool. Did all that. Now since I paid for it myself, I don't got to worry about you come work for me for X amount of months for this. No, I ain't doing that.
Yeah, nah, ain't no come see me at the Plaza Hotel. I might give you a job.
I know myself, so, and on top of that, I learned on a stick shift, not an automatic, so I have no restrictions.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was definitely one of those. It sucks because not to make the pod bad on the for the first episode, but my wife passed away.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
So before she passed, she was like, "Hey, you've been wanting to get your CDL, go do it." Cool. All right, that was the green light right there. Okay, no problem. Went and did it. My brother hooked me up with a job. So now I got my CDL. I learned on a stick shift, so I have no restrictions. I have a TWIC card, and I got my medical card. So now I got 3 things that a lot of truck drivers don't have.
That's dope.
So my price is already up here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I can go places that man can't go. Then the fact that I learned how to learn how to do a car hauler, that already help. I can do things that man can't do.
Separating yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So everything you learn, I put it as every time I learn something new for going to a new job, that's the $1 more I want. So now the job I'm at now, I'm certified on the forklift. I'm certified safety. I'm certified as a flagger. I'm certified as traffic control. All this is okay. So if something happened in the construction, they doing construction out here in Atlanta all day.
All the time.
So I can drive a CDL truck. I can drive a stick shift. I got all these qualifications. If you want me to work for you, this is what I need. This is what I want.
I earned it.
You ain't gonna give it to me. Ain't no negotiating. This is what I want. Yeah. When my wife passed, I had to switch jobs again. I ended up going back to the construction field, but jobs I was talking to, they was like, "Oh, we'll give you this." No. Oh, I can start
yesterday's price.
And that's what it was. Yesterday's price ain't today's price. If you're not starting off here, because one guy was like, "Yeah, I'll put you in the truck. You can do this. I'll give you 21 hours." What? Nah.
Damn.
No. What my man said, and Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I don't get out to bed for less than 30.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, nah, we're not doing that over here. I learned these things because I got kids to take care of. I got a house. I got stuff. I want to live my life. If you want me to work for you, you have to pay me.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Because if not me, somebody else will.
Yeah.
You can't be upset about it, because if the white man come and ask for it, y'all gonna give it to him.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you don't have the qualifications that I have, you still gonna give it to him.
Right.
I earned these. I went out and got these qualifications on my own. Pay me. Simple.
Absolutely. And
so
with that,
to stay relevant, to add on every job that I've had, they taught me something new that I can add onto my resume.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And so with that, that's what's important, right? Continuing to build that resume, not remaining stagnant, and then doing things. So that's what separates a career from a job, right? Is you can continue to add on skills, right? And that makes you more marketable in that field. And you can go laterally, you can go up, you can go down, but either way, you continue to build this jacket of skills that you can do to where you can drive your price. A job, they tell you what you get paid. A career, you can negotiate the price because you have a jacket and you can say, "Hey, look at this, man. Look at these bodies, baby." You know what I'm saying? Look at these bodies.
Important. And that's the thing, how you were saying with the younger generation. The guys at my job now, a lot of them are like, 20, 21, 22.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to tell them, "Hey, look, just because you work here, like, take advantage of everything they offer you. If they say they want to get you certified in this, don't say no. Just do it. You never know what's going to happen next year, 2 months, next month. You might be somewhere and see something. They say, 'Oh, are you certified in this?' If you say, 'Yeah,' all right, come on."
Let's get it.
It don't, especially if the company is going to pay for you to get that qualification, do it.
Absolutely. And so, Linton, so I know you definitely had a few career transitions,
Man.
and then you're in the process of making one right now.
Hmm.
How has that journey been for you, and where can your networks better assist you?
I would say residual income is probably the biggest thing for me. Especially after COVID, like, because I'm a salesman by trade. Like I love selling. I don't care what it is. And short story long, like it just came from being a kid. My uncle selling airheads came from selling airheads. But anyways, it's a different story. But I just getting out of that field, getting back into it, seeing how easy it is as I get older, learn how to talk to people. It just that's been really a good thing for me. But residual income, just every day somebody paying their cable bill, wink wink.
Hmm.
Crypto, I'm heavy into that. Like, so I once last year I gave somebody a loan for 1,400 to start their little business. I told him I want 20% every month for the next 3 years. He said, "Bet I'll do it." Signed a contract. I'm still getting paid off of that. Like, it's shit like that that I love. Like, and if if I could say something that would help build me better, like it's probably the more people I talk to, the more options I would get to sell more. So in my field, it's just more about the people that you know. I love like just rubbing elbows. Cause
And that's one thing that I've learned, especially moving out here.
yeah,
Talking to people is key, man.
man, you never know.
Hmm.
You
You
never.
Network is
never know.
important.
You never know. It's wild because I was working somewhere about 2 weeks ago
Word,
to a golf course. Black dude pulled up in a golf cart, and I'm like, you know what? I'm about to go ask him what he do.
man.
What's the worst you can say? Get out my face. I walk up to him. Hey, how you doing? What's going on? He was playing a couple. Hey, is this game hard? He's like, nah. Like he said, pretty much. I've been out here for like a couple years, and I still ain't getting down. I'm like, just out of curiosity, like, what do you do for employment?
Mm-hmm.
This man runs the Stars and Stripes out here. It's a little like it's
Mm.
like a little
Convenience store.
nah, it's like a arcade bowling alleys type place. Like it's like a Chuck E. Cheese for bigger kids. They got
Damn,
bowling alleys, pool tables, some of them arcades, skating rink, and all that. He manages like 5 of them out here.
damn.
Yeah, I'm
Talk
like
about
Yeah,
okay,
that's what's up. That's why
yeah,
that's why
just
networking
blew me
is
off.
man.
oh,
That's why network is important. You never know who you meet, and that person
You
could open
never
the door
know.
for you. Exactly. That's definitely benefited me in my life, man. Manners will get you where money won't. So that's something to keep in mind. But the next thing I want to talk about for helping us to take it to that next level is strengthening our physical health and well-being. And so the strategy that I want to talk about is prioritizing daily physical activity, proper nutrition, and routine health checkups. Incorporate strength training, cardiovascular exercise, and activities like yoga or Pilates for flexibility and mental clarity. And so, why this matters to us, physical health directly impacts productivity, mental sharpness, and longevity. And so, according to the CDC, men over 35 are at increased risk for heart disease, diabetes, and other chronic illnesses. And so, regular exercise reduces these risks and boosts cognitive performance. And so, how it raises our standards is that men who maintain physical health demonstrate discipline, longevity, and the energy needed to perform at a high level in both personal and professional spheres. This enhances credibility and sets them apart from their less health conscious peers. And so, this is what I want to say is where women have pretty girl privilege, right? That's a real thing.
For
Men
sure.
have fit guy privilege. So if you are a fit guy, people will automatically respect you because we know that that person has discipline, right? So I myself, I remember when I was on the pod, I said, hey, I want to go and do this. I want to do that. I want to get my six pack back, blah, 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 blah. If you look at the gram, at least once a week, I'm pulling my shit up to wash some underwear on my shit, right? So I want people to see, hey, listen, I said this was the goal and I did it, not to like stunt, but it's like, hey, you could do it too with discipline, right? With proper nutrition, just with setting a goal, right? Not something as rigorous as that. However, we got to understand we've all had health scares. We all made it through the pandemic. We've all lost loved ones, things of that nature. And staying on top of our health is something that's very important. And as men, especially black men, we kind of lack in that. And we're making sure that our friends and families do the same thing. So for myself, I know I send things in the chat to folks, all the time about, trying to get in better shape and whatnot and what I'm getting into and hiking and everything. But there's all types of small steps that we can do in order to make ourselves fit mentally and physically, and so whether it's getting outside to go take a walk in the morning, going out playing with the kids, playing Wii Fit or something like that, or one of the games where you're running, you're swinging your arms and whatnot, doing something to make sure you're not sedentary. And so also with the mental fitness, journaling, having the conversations with peers, making sure you have a place to vent, right? Because you have the world, all of the people that you support, they're pouring into your cup, right? And it's like Morgan and you said earlier, who do we have to vent to, right? So we got to make sure that we're there for each other to go ahead and vent and release some of that, stress, pain lessen this pain, or pain share this pain lesson. So that's something I want to put out there. But just for y'all, what are y'all thoughts on being mentally fit and physically as well, and how to improve that for the 2025?
I'm heavy on what I eat nowadays, especially sugar too. Like at 38, I mean, I never after having kids, I was like, I don't really see sweets the same, so I'm not a big candy person, big sugar person.
Mm-hmm.
But looking at labels now, I'm like, holy shit! Like, what are we really eating? And like the little Takis, I think the kids be eating. I'm not telling them
Yeah,
to eat it, but damn, like some kids be eating them all freaking
all
day.
day, bro.
Ulcers and like just red faces. Like it's crazy. So I had one talk with my daughter about she wanted a soda. And I was like, yeah, you can have a soda. But just know soda leads to pimples and you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
have acne. So you can have this water and have this soda. You know what? I'm gonna have to it's just like, I mean, choose what you're doing and then it's gonna have a consequence. But
Yeah.
oh good. So nowadays I'm just looking at labels on everything. Like if I want it, I'm gonna fucking eat it because we was on a damn submarine and I couldn't get what I
Mm-hmm.
wanted. So now, if I want it, I'm gonna get it, but in moderation. So if I want them rib tips, I'm gonna get the fucking rib tips, but I'm not gonna get.
And shit, I'm working on the moderation part now because if I want it back at church, I'm eat that whole motherfucker.
Like it is what it is,
Oh
but I
man,
know like I gotta beat myself. I gotta do my
you going
push-ups.
crazy on the rap
Stuff like,
snacks?
brother,
Bread.
Nicki Minaj drop stacks is
Hell no, them shits is trash. Like, that's my thing.
You got the Rick
Like,
Ross lemon peppers.
the Migos stuff, nah, I don't fuck with them. But between like chips, cookies, and ice cream, and cake, that's my weakness.
Yeah.
But the thing I'm doing now, though, I take a daily multivitamin, and I drink a lot more water. Like
That's
I
important.
might do like 4 bottles of water within a day.
Yeah, that's super important.
How I'm feeling. Huh?
Walking is huge too.
That's super
Well,
important.
and that's the thing about my job. I'm outside every day, picking up steel, walking around. So I'm getting the exercises as far as the walking around.
Word.
But it's just them late night snacks, man. I can't.
I feel.
And it's crazy because like I don't even eat that much.
Calling me, maybe.
Like I literally
Maybe calling me.
I had for lunch today. I had a turkey and cheese wrap. Yeah. And that's all I ate today.
And that's crazy. You're right. Your appetite ain't even that big, but it's just It's just the timing that you be eating, and
Yeah.
And like I'll get off here, go get in the shower, come back downstairs, go in the pantry and get a bag of Lay's and eat some Kool-Aid
yeah,
to tear it down. So
I feel you.
I'm definitely, with my work schedule, it's kind of hard to like go to the gym and all that stuff, but I definitely need to get in shape. Like I said, I got 2 kids I gotta live to stick around for, so that's very important to me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Oh,
as soon as they
that's
make
what's up. That's
some
what's up.
diet
So what I'll do, so Morgan, I remember so Morgan, I remember we were in the submarine and you were always one of the guys that were physically fit, always working out back there with us, man. Why is that important to you? What role does working out play for you? Hey, bro, you frozen or something?
What I say, is he there? He ain't moving.
Yeah, he frozen, bro.
Okay.
Yo, that's funny. That's hilarious, bro.
He's sitting there like,
on submarine. My man Morgan was one of the main dudes that was working out, getting it in. He was always back there with us, going crazy on the weights and whatnot. And working out shows discipline. Like when I'm looking at a woman, right? I look at a woman that's in shape because that shows discipline, right? I look at a person that keeps their car clean because that shows discipline. But with this, we only get one body, right? We only get one. And it's not like the movie The Island where we have a doppelganger that you can pull body parts from for a crazy price. Nah, like you have, one heart, 2 lungs, right? 1 brain, 2 thumbs, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, man, you got to take care of yourself. And so for me, it's like the main thing is I want to be 70 years old with my dudes, you know what I'm saying, talking shit, right? So I want to make sure that they're here. And so that's why, I try to lead by example when it comes to physical fitness. I try to inspire my guys, put them on to what I'm doing. And then, when they're doing the right thing, when I see my boys working out, I encourage them. I don't do like that little subtle hating, like, oh, this motherfucker trying to show off. Like, no, I'm like, hey, get it in. I see you doing your thing. That inspires me to go work out, so that's it. And so what are your what are your fitness goals for 2025 if you have some?
I'm trying to drop about at least 20 pounds. So I need to, like, in my area, I can walk around my block. I want to get a bike so I can, ride around or whatever. I have a gym membership that I actually need to start using. Because it's funny, even going to the gym is like therapeutic.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
even if, doing stuff on YouTube in my room, like the little workout things, whatever. So, but I definitely need to start doing something though, because if I can drop about 20 pounds in 2025, I'll be straight.
Yeah, that's a very great goal to have. It's not impossible. I mean, I did that myself. I just stopped drinking. That's what I did.
That's the thing. I think if I cut back
drinking,
on a lot of the sweet
walk a
stuff
lot
I eat,
more,
I'll be good. It's just cutting back on the
sweets.
sweets.
I wasn't like drinking soda or anything like that. It was the mixers.
Okay.
Yeah, for me it was the mixers, and it was just like when I was working out, I was eating a lot of red meat, a lot of chicken and whatnot, a lot of chicken and everything to maintain that weight to keep it on. But then once I stopped lifting weights like I was, I just changed the diet a little bit, and then it was pretty easy. So I can't really complain. But the next thing I want to get into, man, is practicing financial accountability and wealth building. And so the strategy that I want to talk about is creating or revising long-term financial plans that include budgeting, debt reduction, saving, and investing. That's why I'm mad Linton got dropped from the car. His battery probably ran out because this is his area, right? So consulting financial advisors using budgeting apps like YNAB, You Need a Budget, or Mint, and prioritizing building diverse income streams, example, investments, real estate, or side businesses. And why this is important is because financial independence is crucial for personal security and financial planning. And so research from Northwestern Mutual shows that Americans with financial plans are 60% more likely to feel confident in achieving their financial goals, while those without plans are more likely to live paycheck to paycheck. And how this raises the standards is that financial accountability allows men to be more strategic and intentional in their lives. And those who achieve financial stability and wealth building are better positioned to lead, invest in opportunities, and build generational wealth. Traits that will set us apart from our peers. And so I can tell you 100%. This is something that I believe in, creating long-term financial plans. Right now, I have several streams of income. I'm a retired veteran, so I receive a check from that. I'm a disabled vet, receive a check from that. I receive royalties from all of my streams. I receive a check from that. I get paid from Instagram for every reel that I post. I get a check from that every month. I get paid off of LinkedIn. I get a check from that. I have my actual paycheck that I get a check from that. I have my side investments. I get paid from that. I invest in crypto as well. I get paid from that. Any product that I deal with, like Ralph Lauren, WWE, UFC, Microsoft, things like that, I invest in before I buy stuff, right? So anytime I'm gonna go like buy something from Ralph Lauren, I buy stock in it first. So if I'm gonna buy $100 in clothes, I'm gonna buy 100 in stock first, right? If I'm gonna go to a WWE event and buy 500 on the ticket, I'm gonna put 500 in WME stock, right? And Endeavor stock. That's what I do now, right? And so for me, that's how you change the game, right? That's what other people do in order to build wealth, right? So if I know I enjoy something, why not invest in what I enjoy, right? That makes sense. If I'm paying something, I know somebody else is paying something for it too. So why not get paid off of that, right? That makes perfect sense. And so for me, knowing what that's led me to do, I moved from Silver Spring to DC where I'm at now. Shit is lovely if you can't tell, right? And so what it is that we've all seen what happened during the pandemic, right? People were relying on PPP loans and things of that nature to make it through the pandemic. And when that stopped, folks had to go back to work, and they were surprised when the bills came back in. Or you had people that were doing things against the law, and then they were prosecuted by the law, right? And so we can't do that again. People have to be self-reliant. And so if they have financial independence and they have multiple revenues and also the knowledge in order to get this, they won't be a victim to scams or to a government handout, right? How this raises the standards is that you got to have money to date. True or not true? Would you agree with that statement?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can't.
You got to have money to be married, right?
Yeah, you got to
have money to lead a woman in a relationship. You got to have money to have kids in a relationship, right? So if you're not financially independent first and then able to add these aspects of family on in good faith, knowing that you can support them, then you're setting yourself up for failure. And so a lot of times, right, we're misinterpreting the message, right? And we're shooting the messenger. So when we're getting told that we need to make a certain income in order to get a certain type of women, men that don't make that income feel a certain type of way. But it's not really about that income. It's just having a steady income and knowing what you're doing with it, right? Because you can be a person that makes $40,000 a year and be a homeowner. You just have to know how to manage your money and live within your means, right? But the problem is that folks don't do that. And so for us, I know early on, we don't get taught how to manage money properly, right? We don't get taught banking. We don't get taught about interest. We don't get taught about IRAs and TSPs, and we don't get taught about certificates of deposits, things of that nature. But we get taught how to buy the latest and greatest brands. And so one of the things that I try to do now is is educate my people about financial opportunities, the things that I'm investing in, the things that I'm getting knowledge from, and what I'm doing to better myself. And so I know I've seen you come up financially, and I've always praised you guys for what you've been able to do from where we've all come from, the very humble beginnings of Asbury Park, to folks being spread out across the East Coast, being in nice, places of residence now, right? So just what are your thoughts on the importance of financial accountability and wealth building, and just any lessons learned from either yourself or others from not being the best with financial accountability and wealth building?
Well, the importance is, I think, is you have to be able to know your limits. You know what I'm saying? You just can't go out and just be like, oh, I'm gonna go do this, I'm gonna go do that. You got to understand what you got coming in versus what you got going out. It's one of them. It sucks that you have to learn some of this stuff as you go along, but it's definitely, if you don't learn it, you gonna drown. It's what I mean. It's one of them. I wish I knew how to more about investing and all that other stuff. That's one thing I do really want to get into, because it's a lot of stuff that I buy that I should be investing in. You know what I'm saying? It's I always tell people I don't do things for me. I do things to make sure my kids are set up when they get my age. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure what I'm going through now, they don't have to worry about when they get my age. I would love to, have my kids be able to buy a house at 20-something instead of waiting until they're 40 years old. But it's one of them. I talked to, like, even when I was starting the barbecue business, I called you up and asked you, information about how to do it. It's a guy here. Well, I think he lives in Texas now, but he has his own business. I called him up and asked him how he went about doing it. I'm one of them. If it's something I want to learn about, I'm not scared to ask questions. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's somebody that I know that's doing it, and I know they're going to let me know how they did it, I'm gonna ask. But it's definitely important to have multiple streams of income, because you never know what's going to happen. And as you said, the pandemic let everybody know. Like, if you only got one, like, I was fortunate enough to where during the pandemic I was still able to work. You know what I'm saying? So I even them giving out the little money they gave out, it was cool, but I was still working, so I didn't have to worry about nothing. I've also been fortunate enough to always find jobs that pay me a good amount of money. So, but it never hurt to have just in case money, because you never know what's going to happen. So one thing that I'd say that I have had, that I've learned, is sometimes you got to save up. You have to save up for a rainy day, because you never know when the rain gonna come. And the one thing that
man DMX said, when the rain get wet.
I'm trying to stay dry. But it's one thing I wish, like I said, one thing I want to learn though is investing, putting some money in the stock market or whatever, just getting some more streams of income. Because like I said, it's things that I buy on a daily basis that I know I can invest in. I just don't know how to go about doing it. So
yeah, and there's like there's a lot of resources to teach investing, and one thing on the professional side that I do is educating folks like this. So like, actually, the Department of Commerce, they have like a lot of great resources to teach Americans how to invest. And then there's great resources. I'm not trying to big up anybody's podcast, nothing like that, but like Earn Your Leisure, they're a great resource, right? They're not a scam. They know what they're talking about. I get them that they know what they're talking about, right? They know what they're talking about. So if you look at folks like that have a good track record, you can Google folks out here, right? Like, the folks that are doing these real estate scams, you see what's happening, right? But the people that are out here doing the right things, you can sit there, you can verify them on LinkedIn, you can verify their track records, you can see that they have actual jobs, right? Look at your friends around you that seem to be doing well financially and ask them, hey, what are you doing, right? What works, right? Like, there's nothing wrong with asking for help. And a lot of times we're reluctant to ask our friends because we don't want to look like we're begging or something like that. But it's like, hey man, like, put me on, bro. Like, if I'm your man, put me on. Like, I shouldn't even have to ask you. That's the thing for me. Like, my man shouldn't even have to ask me, right? So whatever I'm doing financially, or if I got a play going on, something like that, when I told y'all like a year ago, hey, I'm gonna start looking into property at this time next year and trying to do this in Asbury Park and get these, buildings and whatnot. I told folks like, this is what I want to do, right? So if people want to get on board, they can get on board, but I'm not going to force anybody, right? I mean, this shit is risky, you know what I'm saying? But the one thing is that scared money don't make money, right?
There you go.
And every, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a small step. That's from Lao Tzu, right? And so a lot of times we'll procrastinate with something that we know is the right thing, like investing. And we got folks all around us that do that on a daily basis. Or we can go on YouTube and get a video, right? Like because I'm guilty of this too, right? I got dishes in the sink right now. That been there for like 4 days, right? And I ain't washed them yet. I ain't gonna wash them till tomorrow morning, right? But it's like, is me avoiding that is no different than somebody that then, like, when your lady is like a couple pounds overweight and she got that wedding coming up and she don't want to go run, right? And she waiting to the last minute. And it's like, nah, you can't go to the sauna. Nah, you gotta go walk them pounds off, man. Like, come on, right? And so a lot of times we all do that, but we have to be able to, if we can't hold ourselves accountable, have others around us that can help us be accountable. And so that's the last thing I want to touch on that. Especially when it comes to financial accountability. So when you have a good partner, that's why it's good to have a good partner, because for myself, that's one of my weak areas. Like, I like I can save, but I like to spend, right? And so for me, I need somebody that is going to let me know to chill, right? Because sometimes I'll try to compensate. I'm just gonna be honest, right? Sometimes I try to compensate for the things I didn't have growing up, right? When it comes to clothes or electronics or something like that. So it's like, oh, I gotta buy this because I didn't have growing up. And it's like, yo, fam, you're not gonna replace that hole. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had a good childhood. You're not gonna have everything. You can do this as an adult. You don't need everything now, right? And that's just one of those things you learn going through therapy and journaling and learn about your whole journey, right? You stay in touch with your inner child. You realize how to nurture that inner child, and it's not just through filling a void with material items, So, but so the last thing I want to talk about, right, is something that's very important, and it's something that men are terrible at nowadays due to social media, and it's building a strong, purpose-driven network. And so the strategy that I want to talk about is cultivating meaningful relationships with mentors, colleagues, and like-minded professionals. Joining professional organizations, mastermind groups, or community initiatives where we can exchange ideas, offer support, and expand our influence. And so why this matters: according to the Harvard Business Review, 95% of professionals believe strong relationships are the key to success in their careers. And so networking increases opportunities for growth, career enhancement, and personal development. And so how this raises the standards is men who invest in strong, purpose-driven networks create a support system that elevates them professionally and personally. And so these networks provide access to opportunities, collaboration, and mentorship, distinguishing them from those who operate in isolation. And so the thing we have to keep in mind is that no man is an island, right? And we can't do any of this by ourselves. And we're only going to get as far as the access and information we're granted. And so a lot of times it's like, hey, who do we have as mentors for different things? You talked about reaching out to somebody with the barbecue business, and doing that in itself is hard. That's humbling, right? And a lot of folks don't have the fortitude to do that. And so, I just want to get your thoughts on what works for you with building professional networks, and how has that helped you in your career path?
Well, for me, it works to find somebody that's doing something that I'm interested in.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to be doing like you don't have to be doing exactly what I'm doing, but if you're doing something that I don't care about, then I'm gonna listen, but I'm not really gonna listen. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So having like some kind of similarity to what I want to do helps out a lot.
Some kind of mutual interest. Yeah, I
Yeah,
get that.
it helps out a lot. But it's one of those other things. Like you got to realize you don't know everything. You're
Mm-hmm.
going to have to ask people. Like it is what it is. Like just take it as just getting new information. Um, You'd be surprised what the guys that you sitting next to in McDonald's can tell you. You'd be surprised. Just ask them. It's helped because for one, it helps me. I hate talking to people, like just off rip.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm so much an introvert, but just want to learn new things. It's got me open to just talking to people. I could be sitting at the barbershop and the guy next to me, we start talking. I was at the barbershop maybe 2 months ago. A kid came in there. A guy's getting his haircut. I'm waiting, and he comes in because he's after me. We just start talking about thinking about getting his CDL. Hey, look, if you try and do it, do da 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 da. He like, oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, it's one of them to where being the fact that I'm always trying to learn something new, talking to people in different environments is giving me more knowledge to be, to at least know something that I didn't know. Maybe I could try this route. Maybe I can go this route. But it's definitely one of those to where, it can be kind of frustrating, but
Mm-hmm.
it's just my thing is just, like I said, just talking to people that have some kind of mutual similarity to what I'm trying to do. So that's really helped me a lot.
Definitely, definitely.
Guys I work
So,
with, we we bounce ideas off each other because we kind of have trying to we kind of have we want to reach the same goal, but just different venues. You know what I'm saying? So
mhm.
it's definitely just talking to people and just trying to get as much information as possible.
And so with that, one of the things that's helped me do that is when I was younger, I read this book called How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. And I've talked about that book on the podcast before, but it teaches you how to network with individuals, how to get interested in things you may not be interested in, right? A lot of times we'll seek mentors out for things that we're mutually interested in, but oftentimes that'll limit us in the amount of mentors that we're able to get, because
Yeah,
we only get mentors and things we're interested in, right? But this person may have the best philosophy or mindset to do something, and it's like, well, this dude's looking at stamps, man, and I'm not interested in stamps. Get rid of the stamps. Is this person successful? If the answer
exactly.
is yes, that's what you need to admire, right? And that's something I had to learn myself, right? And with this book, some of the things the principles that it teaches you, and it goes in depth about this stuff, is being genuinely interested in other people. And so what that is like being an active listener. So when someone tells you something, remember that information, staying engaged, recalling it, and letting them know that, hey, the stuff that you gave me mattered, and I'm giving it back to you. Another thing is smiling, right? That's really hard for us to do as men. And that's something that I try to be proactive at doing, is smiling more, especially with having a daughter. And any engagements that I have with folks, I leave with a smile, so they know, hey, I come in peace, man. I'm a 6'1" tall black guy, so I can be intimidating. And I gotta leave with a smile so folks know, hey, I come in peace, man. And so remembering that a person's name, right, remember a person's name is the sweetest and most important sound to someone in any language, right? And a lot of times we'll forget somebody's name.
In a
And that's
minute.
like the most important thing to them. That's the most important thing to them, and they don't often hear it. Like a person doesn't often hear their name said, and it's not often said in a nice way, right? A lot of times you got to say someone's name, especially in professional sense. It's in correction, right? So it's not saying like, "Hey Jamal, good job," you know. It's like, "Hey Mr. Nance, why didn't you do this?" Right? It's never in the way. It's never in the way you want it, right? So just remember, someone's name is the most important thing you can say. And just saying their name in a nice way can actually change someone's mood. Asking someone to repeat their name when they introduce themselves, that shows that you're genuinely interested in knowing their name, and them hearing you sound it will open them up to you. Right? That's something that I use all the time, is just asking someone to repeat their name, even though I know what they just said. Right? Being a good listener, right? So retaining information, asking, engaging, and following up with the questions when someone tells you something, to make sure that you have an understanding of it, and then taking or talking terms in the other person's interests, right? So a lot of times we have these interests that we know everything about, and we have someone that we're trying to engage or learn something about, and we don't ever take the time to learn something about their interests because it's not what we're interested in, right? But if
Yeah.
we take that time to learn a small nugget about what they're interested in, that person will open up more, and they'll be willing to teach you more and actually help bridge that connection to close any knowledge gap in what you're trying to achieve. And so that's something that I've when I've sought out mentors, and I see they're into something nerdy that I'm not into. Back in the day, I would make fun of it, right? Like Game of Thrones, I used to call that game of something else, right? And Dungeons and Dragons, like I used to call that something. Dungeons and
See,
Dragons these days.
like no, it's crazy because like with the whole barbecue thing, like that's how I got better.
Mhm.
Um, talking to people, like I'll be riding around and I'll see a guy pulled over with a smoke on his truck. I don't even want to
Yeah,
buy. I'm just going there to talk to him.
that's what.
Um,
Yeah, that's what I do. Anytime I see somebody like genuinely interested in something, I just want to talk to them about why they're interested in that.
yeah, it's like I said, it's one of them. It's just it's amazing the things that I've learned just talking to somebody I ain't never met before.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But it's one of those you have to be open to step outside your comfort zone and do something like that. So
And it's not easy, man, because it's like
it ain't.
when do you really get taught that, right? You get taught that in school, right, in grade school and stuff like that, and then you kind of go to high school when you already got your friends figured out, and then you become an adult, and then you just go into the real world, and it's like, hey, man, if you don't have friends, hey, bro, you better get some off Craigslist or Amazon, Backpage, whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? 1,500. What button say 1,500?
Like it's crazy. Like that's the one thing I do like I really like about out here that I didn't experience in Jersey because like
Mhm.
up north it seems like everybody's so tight
Uptight.
faced, uptight.
Everybody's uptight. Like no
Yeah,
one's polite. No one's nice. That's what I've noticed when I went down south. Is real Southern hospitality. If
yeah,
someone doesn't like you, like they can still be polite to you.
yeah.
They just won't fuck with you. That's
So
it. Up
it's,
north, we'll try to
I've,
get you.
I've never got into a situation to where I went up and talked to a person about something and they like blew me off.
Mhm.
Like there was a time where literally a guy sat there for like 10 minutes just he was just talking about barbecue.
Yeah.
Didn't know each other from nothing. He was sitting there trying to do his thing, and I just asked him a couple of questions, and he kept going on and on and on. But how you said he's seen that I was interested, so he opened up more.
Mhm.
So it's that talking to people is key, man.
Yeah, and that's how you make
Especially
lifelong
if they're doing
connections.
something, if they're doing something that you want to do and they're successful at it. Talking to them is very
Yep.
important.
That's the most important thing, because for me, I go into every situation as a student. Like, I don't know shit. I pretend to be the dumbest person in the room. I have a mentor named Sandy Pettis, and he used to always tell me that you don't have to be the smartest person in the room. You just have to know who is. And I like to say, you don't have to be the sharpest knife in the drawer to spread love or the wealth, right? So if I can identify who are the most talented people in the room, and I can understand what my role is, I can dictate what happens, because I can lead them in the accomplishment of what I want to get fucking done, right? Because that's what leaders do. And so also, you got to understand how to be a follower as well, right? So if you're trying to learn from somebody, you got to be comfortable being under somebody's wing, right?
Yeah.
You got to be comfortable being a student. You got to be comfortable being corrected by somebody that has more knowledge than you. And so, you know, in my game, I'm in the EEO and DIA business, so this is law, right? And so you have to be comfortable being little bro to a lawyer, right? But it's like, this person's been doing this for 25 years, like, I've been doing strategy, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. All they dealt with is law, right? So if I need the subject matter expert for contract arbitration, I can't act like I'm that guy when this is the guy right here. I gotta humble myself and say, hey man, I need your help, bro. I gotta call in a designated hitter. You got to call in there and judge. That's the thing. And so I think for me, like, especially in life, we've seen those that have been able to leave the friend group and establish their own networks. They've been able to be successful, right? And the ones that haven't, they're limited. And so what are your thoughts on that, on having the ability to make secondary networks outside of your primary friend circle? Because those are actually where the job opportunities, investment opportunities, and all that shit comes from.
Yeah.
So when you look at just statistics and data, like, we don't get jobs from our primary circle of friends. We get it from our secondary and tertiary networks, from like our associates and colleagues. That's who we get referrals, business opportunities from, just like you said, right? Folks you just meet. And so that's why it's important to meet folks. And I just want to get your thoughts on that and the importance of building those secondary and tertiary networks.
Because that's key, because your primary circle, y'all don't see, like, 9 times out of 10, y'all not doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all all, scattered doing your own different things. So while you're in your lane, you're going to meet a different group of people to help you better yourself in your lane. That's nothing against, your primary friends, but as of right now, it's like, okay, talking to this person, I can get to this level. Talking to this person, I can get to this level. But if you just sit there and just brush them off, you're going to stay stagnant.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those to where you're going to have to open up to somebody to progress in whatever you're trying to do. Like, to get to that, it's always somebody above you that knows more information that can help you get to that next step. There's always somebody that you probably work with that knows something about something that can help you get to that next step. If you don't talk to them, you're never going to know it.
Facts. And a lot of times you have to acknowledge that. You got to be humble that there's somebody above you, right? You got to,
and that's what it all comes down to, is you got people now that's like, that think they know everything.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's okay to get
man,
help.
What Kendrick say, man? Be humble.
Yeah, it's okay to ask somebody how he did something. It's cool.
And you know what's crazy? Jay-Z been telling us that since the first album, man, Coming to Age, bro. That's what that whole joint was about.
That's
right?
what that whole song is about.
This is why Jay-Z and Nas, that's why they the goats to me, man. Like, they've been telling us everything to do, right?
Listen, you know what's crazy? I'm not even gonna lie to you. In the last couple days, I've been going through just old Jay-Z. Like, I listened to like Jay-Z like first 4 albums, Nas first 4 albums, and I'm like, yo, these shits hit different than this.
They do. As an adult, they hit way different. They hit, and
it's crazy because it's one of them. As you get older, you listen, you hear it differently now.
Mm-hmm. You understand
know?
it differently. The
Yeah,
discerning is different.
it hit you differently now. You're like, oh shit.
I'm gonna tell you, dog. I listen to 444. That shit is like therapy, man.
That album is great, yo.
Yo,
That album is great. I need to hold you.
Yo, one of my favorite albums, bro, is the Nas Life is Good album from 2011, 2012. When you went through
That's
that
a
divorce,
good
that
joint
album
too.
was so fire. The joint Stay, that joint is hard. Trust. He just got so many joints on there, right? The whole album's fire, except for like the one song with Swiss Beats. That shit is foul. Every other song on that joint is hard. But that's a whole other subject we're gonna have about albums that's like almost classics, except for one song that ruined them. But I definitely want to want to thank you for indulging me in this conversation about what we can do as men, because a lot of times, it's hard to just have a conversation about what we're doing, how we're trying to level up, what we need to do to be better as a community of men, right? And this is without tearing down other men, right? The main thing I don't want to do is I don't want to shed negative light or negative energy to things that don't bring us the outcomes that we want, right? So if we're men that are about leadership and developing other men, that's what we focus on, right? If we're about a certain type of woman that fits our needs, that's what we focus on, right? If we're about uplifting the certain people, that's what we're going to do, right? Not going to focus on the negativity. And I think a lot of people need to hear brothers like us that have been through things talking about this, right? Because I'm gonna tell you, man, like I don't believe anybody on TV, right?
Oh no.
I punch out like in my head, I'll whoop all these motherfuckers' asses, right? I look at other people and I'm like, yo, you dudes is like you never been through anything, right? Like you've never had an actual job, right? You've never worked a 40-hour hard day of labor in your life, right? And so I can't take advice and I can't listen to you like somebody I can't not as a peer, right? Purely as entertainment. And so for us, we get advice from men that go through things like us. And so that's what I want to do is if we have the opportunity, we're at peaks in life where we can shed light to how we got here. My nephews need to hear this, man. You got nephews need to hear this, and so salute to all the young folks, we ain't forget about you. But enough of that, because now it's time to talk about sports. And let me tell you, I don't know shit about sports right now. All right.
Well,
The
basketball season
NBA
just
is
started.
kicking
We
off.
ain't
The first
we don't
game
gotta
was
dive
yesterday.
too deep into basketball.
Bro, what the fuck is going on?
Shit. Well, what you want to talk about? Basketball?
No, I can tell you. I know what's going on. Here's what's going on, right? I got this is professional, bro. And so here's some great storylines to watch out for. I can tell you, I know about the goddamn storylines, right? So obviously, we're all looking at LeBron, right? And the Lakers. He's got 22 seasons going in, and he's got no signs of showing down. No fucking signs. No signs of slowing down, right? So we're going to see if he can lead the Lakers back to the playoffs.
No.
Maybe a conference championship.
No.
Another ring? Probably not. But he got Bronny now. And then you got the rising young stars like Victor Wembanyama. I'm jacking his name up, right?
I rock with Wemby.
Wembanyama. Yeah, so Wemby, right? With the Spurs. This kid is a generational talent, right? And he's about to make the NBA more exciting. And another storyline I'm interested in is the rivalry between the Celtics and the Bucks in the East. And so the Bucks with Damian Lillard have championship expectations, while the Celtics have also reloaded. And this could be a battle to watch through the season. But here's my prediction, right? We are in for a changing of the guard, okay, when it comes to the NBA. You've got old legends like LeBron and KD still holding it down. But the future is not Wemby, it's not Luka, and it's not Ja Morant.
No, it's Ant-Man.
You know who it is?
It's Ant-Man.
Yeah!
Listen,
yeah,
you know what's crazy?
Right into it.
I was just talking to a guy about this the other day. It's funny it's funny how Zion was supposed to be that dude John Morant was supposed to be that dude. Ant-Man came and took all that shit.
Yeah.
Zion can't lose weight. John Morant can't put the guns down. Ant-Man said, okay, y'all don't want the crown, I'm gonna take it. And he running with it.
Let me tell you, you know why Ant-Man is such a supervillain? It has nothing to do with basketball. Do you know what I'm going to talk about?
Not the thing with him and Little Baby.
That's the storyline that I'm following this NBA season. Just like, yo, when he comes to Atlanta, bro, is it going to be hot when he comes to Atlanta? That's my question.
That's going to be a good one.
How does that happen? You got all the way. There's no women in Minnesota? What's going on? Yo,
hey, bro.
Why is that only brothers, dog? Why is it only us? Why is it only us? Why is it only us? You don't see Luka doing that.
You know what? I just found that out like 2 weeks ago. I didn't even know,
bro.
It's like I said, I rock with that heat on the court, like because like even last year they swept Phoenix off the playoffs.
Yo, he said he gonna play football after he get a ring. This man is insane. He's serious too.
He might be able to do it.
Yeah. Yo, he reminds me of like if Jordan would have had Snapchat, that's what this shit would have been like. If Jordan would have had Snapchat and Instagram in his first couple seasons before the rings, this would have been Jordan. Just completely nuts.
He was the same one that had that help old girl like, yo, they were telling old girl to take the pill, the Plan B pill, right? That was him, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he definitely wild.
Yeah, and he out there bunny hopping too, man. Shout out to the guy. But who do you think is gonna get the ring this year, man? I think because Boston got it last year, right? That was surprising. Shout out to Jason Tatum. He had Kobe Bryant looking out for him from above. Shout out to the GOAT. That was dope to see though, man. Just for me personally, that was dope. That was dope to see. I think Dallas might take it though, man.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think Dallas might take it. I think Kyrie and Luka are just unstoppable.
You know, the only reason why they don't got no big man. Like they need somebody to play in the paint for them. It all depends on how Julius Randle went to Minnesota. It depends on how he performed out there. Because with that team, with him, I think that'd be they can do good. I don't see Phoenix doing nothing. Sorry, Bone. Ain't that many teams in the West that's really hitting like that. Philly, they too wishy-washy, man. Joel Embiid stayed hurt. Paul George getting hurt. I can see Boston winning it. My thing is, I wonder if the Bucks going to actually get it together this year. That's going to be interesting to see because I let them slide last year because that was Dame Lillard first year. So you know they rocked out that year, got some rapport with each other now. So it's going to be interesting to see how they do this year. He just went off for 30-something last night. But I don't know that many teams in the West that can handle Boston right now. Somebody coming back in? Or you just messing around with the
I want to bring up right now. You should be no. You should be seeing what I'm about to bring up. You see the LeBron video with him and Bronny?
Yeah.
Or are you not seeing that?
I see it.
You see it?
They're about to get in the game.
Okay, I'm about to play.
History tonight. The first father-son duo to play together.
So what are your thoughts on this, man? Shout out to NBA. I ain't paying y'all to use this. There's a lot of hate going on right now because LeBron got his son in the game.
This is all in the family.
But see, but that's the thing
And
is
what a celebration
I don't hate it.
for the James family.
I look at it as it's a
Buddy,
business move.
brother and sister.
The Lakers
his
know how much
mom
money
on
about to make
hand.
off the ticket sales with him with having his son on the team. Like it's one of them. Like prime example, if you work somewhere and I say, "Hey, Meach, can I get a job?" and you give me a job there, what's the problem with that? That's all. That's all. LeBron just used his influence to get his son a job.
Well, that's nepotism, right? And
It happens all the time.
that's illegal, right? You don't want to do that.
It happens all the time.
Here's the thing, right? Bronny had to play his way in high school. He had to play to get into college, right? He had the health issues, so he didn't get to have a full season. Well, he had the health issue, so he couldn't get the full season and whatnot that he needed. However, my thing is this, man, like, why not? Right? If my son is good and the Lakers want to draft him,
like, why
let
not?
him go on the team, because we've seen it happen in other sports with kids that were less, right? Like you look at Bobby Hurley and his sons and all of them, right? Bobby Knight and all his sons, right? They weren't the greatest players. They became great coaches afterwards, but they had to get the opportunity to get in the game at some point and do something at that professional level. And so, what at college level, and that dad's name is what allowed them to get that. And so, I think for fathers everywhere, that's a great win, because who would not want to play professional sports with their son, right?
Exactly.
Like who would not want that opportunity to be out there in a game, you getting paid to be out there with your kid. I'm just waiting to see them throw an alley-oop. That's it. Yeah. After that, Bronny can retire.
And listen,
right? Get out the league at that point.
That picture right there is going to go for millions. Whoever get that picture, like I don't know if you ever seen the picture when LeBron and D Wade.
You think that D Wade and LeBron alley-oop photo was crazy?
Yeah. When LeBron and Bronny do that first alley-oop, that picture's going to go for millions.
That's crazy. I'm gonna probably cry. I'm gonna be like,
I think the Lakers seen that, it was like, oh, we can make some money off of this. We gonna sell out every arena already. Why not sell out more? Why not?
Facts. You're gonna get that younger crowd. Bron already has his own following, and I mean, for them, they already got the chip. LeBron already brought that to them, whether it was a bubble season or not. Who cares, right? But my thing is like, you got to sell tickets, and you got to put fans in the seats. We got to create storylines, and people love families, man. And we can't sit here and say we're about families and then hate on LeBron James doing something like that and not getting mad at Archie Manning or Ken Griffey Sr., things like that, right? Like everybody has had the opportunity to get their kids in the game. You look at wrestling, it's the same thing. It's a family business, right? So if we can allow these other sports to be a family business, why is it a problem when, it's somebody like LeBron James? I'll tell you why it's a problem when it's LeBron James, right? And it's not a black or white thing. It's not a black or white thing. The reason why it's a problem when it's LeBron James is because he's the type of person that puts himself at a higher standard, right? And so because he puts himself at a higher standard at life and holds himself accountable and does all the shit in the community and does all the stuff for the kids, we want him to fail at something. I'm not saying me personally, but we want him to fail at something. So when we see him doing great and him getting his kids, and you don't hear anything negative about the kids. They're doing great students and whatnot. And then, they go into the NBA. And it's like, maybe you didn't deserve to go. Maybe. So what? He didn't deserve to go. He did the right things and made the right choices. He get a 10-day contract just like everybody else, right? And then he can play his way in. And so, me personally, I'm super excited for that. I'm super excited for that. Just to see Bronny.
Yeah, just to see Bronny.
I'm gonna be one of them.
They want to be there to say, "I seen that alley-oop."
I mean, me personally, I would get. I'm probably gonna get a LeBron James jersey and a Bronny jersey for my daughter. Like, I'm gonna probably get one of those. I'm gonna probably get a LeBron James jersey for myself and a Bronny jersey for my daughter. You know what I'm saying? Some shit like that. I'm lying. I'm gonna get her an Angel Reese jersey. That's my girl. Shout out to Angel Reese, man.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get my daughter the Angel Reese jersey. Gang.
Hey,
Gang.
you hear that they may have a WNBA lockout next year?
They shouldn't, because they don't make enough money to lock out. So if they lock out, they're not going to have a league anymore. So they can try, but don't get mad because the league didn't generate money. I mean, now it has the opportunity to generate money because they're treating their stars like stars. They're letting Clayton Clark be like the Steph Curry of that crop, right? Angel Reese is just a star, right? She's just balling hard, and she's super marketable. She has a podcast, super talented elsewhere, right? You have all these other young women, and I mean Sabrina Ayahuasco getting the MVP and giving the Liberty their first championship. I grew up watching Rebecca Lobo play for the New York Liberty, right? So I'm an old school WNBA fan from Lisa Leslie and Cheryl Swoops and those. I wish I could have had the Cheryl Swoops Nikes. Them shits had the strap on them, but you couldn't wear girls' shoes back then without being called gay. You know what I'm saying? So now, shout out to Lil Wayne, it's popular. You can do it now, right? But so me, I'm like, I grew up on them, right? Watching them kick ass in the Olympics. And so now just seeing all these women do their thing and then get recognized and then be able to be marketed like stars the right way, it gives me hope for the league. So I don't want to see them lock out. I do want to see them find more ways to generate revenue.
But that's where they're going. They might go to a lockout because what's that? The CBA, collective bargaining something. They left that.
Yeah, the collective bargaining agreement.
They want they want more money and all this other stuff, and they're willing to, if they can't meet their demands, they're willing to lock out. So I'm interested to see how this is going to play out.
The problem is they don't make money. They don't sell tickets. Like here in DC, they was doing $100 brunch specials for dates, right? And so they would do $100 brunch special for a date, and you could go get 2 tickets and brunch for a date to the Mystics game, right? They doing all type of crazy deals. They have like 4 tickets for like $50, some crazy shit, So they giving away tickets for free, damn near, but because the game is only exciting as the players are, right? And so if you have you got motherfucking certain players like Caitlin Clark that can shoot from half court, I'm gonna go watch her, dude. I'm gonna go watch her ball out. When you got Angel Reese that is gonna get you a double-double every game and then talk shit, right? And look good doing it, right? I'm gonna fucking go watch her, bro. I'm not gonna watch. Yo, you know what they used to have us watching, bro. You know what they had us watching before. But that's
the thing, though. It's like I don't watch the.
If they not trying to, okay, Jamal, can I be honest now? If the women aren't trying to go out there and look at Otis Thorpe and Vernon Maxwell and Sam Cassell, why do we got to do that shit too? I'm tired of it, man. I'm tired of it. And so now I want to thank the Angel Reeses of the world, all right, for making the game great again, right?
I just think
because I liked when Lisa Leslie was a model and she was out here balling too, right? Because you can do both. I'm tired of it being one type of basketball player that's not attractive to men at all, right? Period. We don't want to see that on the basketball court, right? Because it's not appealing. And now you have these women that are balling and they are appealing physically. Hell yeah, we want to watch that. I'm one of those guys, and I think women want to watch that too. And that's why they're tuning in now, because they're seeing women that look like them. This is where representation matters, right? Because pretty girls watch the NBA. Pretty girls watch the NFL. Pretty girls didn't watch the WNBA. Why? Because there weren't any pretty girls playing. And that's a blanket statement, not saying that they weren't pretty. They weren't being marketed as pretty girls.
Yeah.
So if you market the WNBA girls as pretty girls that can play pretty hard, right? That's the tagline. Pay me for that shit. If you market the WNBA as pretty girls that play pretty hard, right? Then motherfuckers will come and watch that shit, and they'll encourage their daughters to do that kind of shit. Right. But if you have it out there and it's like if you go play basketball, you got to get a girlfriend. That's what it used to be like. If you go play women's basketball, you got to get a girlfriend. Imagine what sport is like that for men. That if you play, you automatically got to change your sexuality, your preference. That's a real thing in women's sports. That's a real thing in women's sports, in softball and women's basketball. But they don't, I talk about that. They want to kill the messenger. You know what I'm saying? So,
what's the chick?
But anyway, Jamal, I talked too long on this. Your thoughts.
Candace Parker was fine as hell.
Candace Parker? Yo, you trying to get me fired, bro. Relax.
I'm just saying. That shocked the fuck out of me.
I know where you're going. With it, because the same thing happened to Cheryl Swoops, right? The same thing happened to Marion Jones, the track star, right? This should be, it is what it is. You like what you like, right? But hey,
I don't
market it towards the fan base you want, bro. So if you want men and you want women that's going to spend money, right? Pretty girls that have disposable income, right? If you want them to spend money, then you got to market that shit towards them. The end.
But see, that's the thing. Everybody was so hyped this year to watch the WNBA because of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese.
Hell yeah.
That was it. That was it.
Want more of them. I like it. I love them.
That was it. You can't name me another player
something else, man,
besides them two.
No, I can name a bunch, but I'm not, because I watch this shit a lot. But no, let me tell you, the next because of NIL deals,
only knows Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese.
They shouldn't be. I mean, the average guy should not know anybody besides Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese, because that's all that was being covered, right? So unless you actually watch the games, then you should know who the hell is playing. But none of them got the MVP. None of them won the championship, and that's what makes it great. Because if you watch women's college basketball, the women that were winning the national championships, 3, 4, 5 years ago, they're winning WNBA titles. So it shows that the college game is super important, because it'll make you a champion in the pros, right? The same girls are winning the NCAAs, they're winning the pro game. They're winning the pro chips now. So it's like, hey, listen, these draft picks matter. These girls you pick matter. If they bring that championship pedigree, that shit matters, So what I want to pull up right now is something from another sports goat dad, real quick. And let me go ahead and pull it up, and we'll go ahead and look at this together. And let me go ahead and see what the this is Deion Sanders, right?
Deion.
Do you know what he's doing at Colorado?
Yeah, I watch the games. I like what he's doing over there. I think he's gonna leave after this year, though. But
so these are
your opinion of me is not the opinion.
So this is what he's doing
about me will make you think that I care.
So
your
these are.
Your opinion of me is not the opinion that I have of myself. You ain't make me, so you can't break me.
Athletes, right?
You didn't build me, so you can't kill me.
You
know what? God established me. So you ain't nothing you can do to me.
And luggage that gets sent out to the folks that he's inviting to the college. And the reason why they can do that is because you can do the NIL deals now, right? And so because you can do that, you can go ahead and bring these corporate sponsorships in, these things like that. And he's sending out Louis Vuitton mailers and accessories to student athletes in order to come to Colorado. I think that is the flyest shit ever. Deion Sanders is one of my heroes, right? Must Be the Money, one of my favorite songs. When I was a kid, I played 2 sports trying to be like Deion, baseball and football. If I could have had a Jerry curl, if my dad would have allowed that, I would have got one. I wore the stockings when I played football like Deion Sanders. I had the turtleneck like Deion Sanders, all that, all the tracking back on the camera and shit. Deion was the best. I had the video games, right? The NFL prime time on Sega Genesis, man. Mark Ivy played that. Shout out to the guy, right? When he won championships with multiple teams, played multiple positions. He pioneered the reality television show with his ex-wife Pilar at the time, right? When they had their show. He got his kids with the clothing line, with the media. He got his son as a quarterback. They playing defense, coaching, right? With the NIL deal, just bust down watch on the sideline. Normally, I hate that kind of shit, but it look cool when he do it, right? Because it's like, yo, your dad is Deion, bro. You grew up like that. Yeah. I can't be mad at that. That's normal to you, right? Like, how you be humble when your dad no fucking MC Hammer and Jean-Claude Van Damme? It's hard to be humble. You know what I'm saying? And so I salute the how y'all turned out. And when I look at this now, how you got a major brand. Yeah, no, he's super nice. Probably get high. But I look at a major brand like this partnering up with a school like this, all because of a black man, a black creative, a black athlete, a black leader, right? Who's using his talents further, progressing his skills, challenging himself. He had no coaching experience. He woke up one day and said, I want to be a coach. And now all of a sudden he's the hottest thing ever, revolutionizing how we do coaching, how we do NIL deals, how we do recruiting, right? And then also how we do positions in the game. So just my question to you, your thoughts on Deion Sanders, college football in general, and then we can get right into pro football one as well. I don't know what the fuck is going on in the pro game. That's all you, my man. I can tell you that Pat Mahomes is that dude. Pat Mahomes is that dude. Shout out to the Chiefs. But Commanders are still washed, right?
I like
but your thoughts on Deion, man, and the Sanders family.
But yeah, I love what Deion is doing. I think he gets a lot of flack because he's a black coach and he's doing it his way.
Mm-hmm.
He's always been a flashy, attention seeker. So it is what it is. But I think this is his second year, right? Coaching.
Second year with Colorado, yes.
Yeah.
With Colorado,
so
yeah.
He's improved the record both years, first year and this year. You know what I'm saying? So he's winning. It's just it's going to take him time to get the team he actually needs. His son Shador Sanders, he is nice. When he has time in the pocket, he'll pick you apart all day. It's just that the offensive line is just horrible. To where half the time he's running around for his life. The guy that got the dude, the two-way player dude, Hunter. He's nice. I think if I predict that because I think those Shador Sanders and the dude Hunter, they leave after this year. They can go to the draft. I think if they go to the draft, I see Deion leaving and Florida State head coach is on a bubble right now, and I can see Deion going there. And if he goes there, that's a bigger school, bigger budget. That's the school he went to, so I can see him doing a lot more there.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
But if he stays in Colorado, it's going to be one of those. He needs.
Wow.
They need to get behind him 100%. Like they need to really invest in what he's trying to do. You know what I mean? Because it shows that it can work. But if he leaves, if
you have to trust the process.
Goes up and he gets that, I think that's going to be big.
So one of the things that I want to touch on Deion Sanders is I believe in the power of positive affirmations and all that stuff, man. Self-determination, I am statements, all that great stuff, right? But with Deion back in the 90s, man, he was real big on looking good outward, like outward attention seeking. Sometimes we say that, but just looking good. Because, you know, when you kind of flashy, you look good because you want to feel good. And what Deion would always say is, you know, man, you look good, you feel good, and you feel good, you're going to play good, you know, right?
Yeah.
And so I always flip that. And I'm like, you know, if you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, you'll do real good, right? No matter where you are. And so that's why I always try to have myself presentable in a nice manner where I know I feel good and confident about myself. So even if I go somewhere and I fuck up, at least I look good doing it, right? So they can't say, "Look at this dumbass." Look at this sharp fellow. He looks like you know what he's doing, right? When you come out there dressed like you know what you're doing, or you dress to impress, like anytime I go anywhere with a suit and tie, it's like, yo, that guy knows what he's doing. I'm not going to ask him any questions. Go ahead, and sir. Yeah, okay, go ahead. Yeah, Mr. Meacham, we got you. Yeah, yep. That's it, right? And when you don't, if I come in, you know, dressed in a suit or come in just like this, I get treated completely different, right? But, you know, I feel good in both items. Just depends on where I'm at, right? If I was going to Asbury Park at like a block party, I'm not about to come in there in a fucking suit. I'm going to come in there just like this, right? When I feel good in the environment, right? If I go to the beach, I'm not going to wear fucking jeans and a bubble goose, right? I'm going to wear a bathing suit, right? So in different environments, you know, you wanna feel good, you know, comfortable in your skin in that environment. But Deion was always big on that, on, you know, looking good and feeling good about yourself and saying those I am statements about what you want to accomplish, and then going out there and doing it, man. And you know, I salute Deion because, you know, he's changing the game right now, man. Like, you know, I can't even like dudes are flying out to college football games to sit on the sideline and watch kids play football.
It's not even like they're going to college football games. They're going to Colorado. They're going to Colorado.
That's Colorado.
They're going to Colorado. Like
Yes.
I done seen Cam on the sidelines, Michael Irvin, Terrell Owens, Chad Johnson, Fat Joe. I think I seen him on there one time. Like he's getting people. Like he's getting the attention,
everybody
that you know that he needs. That's what I'm saying. If the school is not behind him 100%, and it's going to suck because, as I said, if the thing in Florida State happens and he gets that job, then Colorado is going to regret it because it's already shown that he can bring the money to this school. He just needs the players now.
Must be the money.
And if he can get that, if he can get the team he needs, he gonna be a problem as a coach. Because he already turned that program around.
Yeah, I think right now he has the momentum. Like he has too much momentum behind him. So I think any program that he would go to, he could be successful at.
Yeah,
I think any program he goes to, he could be successful at. And just, you know, the bigger the program, the better. That's just it, man. Bigger the program.
And that's gonna be the thing.
What I will say is this, man.
The better players you're gonna get, especially with the NIL thing.
Like there's no. Yep. And so, like a program like a Florida State or anywhere, and like if you went to Florida State or Miami, anywhere like that, that would be nuts. Like that school instantly $1 billion right there in revenue being generated. Guaranteed. Yeah, and just recruiting through the roof. That wouldn't be a problem at all. You know exactly. That would not be a problem at all. Like that's oof. I don't even want to think about it. I don't even want to think about it, man. But yeah, but before we get out of here, man, because we're almost at the 2-hour mark, man. I'm not trying to keep everybody all night and whatnot. I just want to get to our podcast. Before we get out of here, is there anything you'd like to say to the people now that we are officially back in business? You know, we're back on the pod. Got you out here, had Morgan on earlier. You know, we'll be doing this more than likely on a weekly basis, man. I got plenty of time to come out here and talk my talk, give some game, and, you know, just conversate with the bros about what's going on, man. I told you my motto for the rest of 2024, 2025, fly the bros out. It's no longer about fly the hoes out. We flying the bros out, right? So when you see me doing something, I'm flying the bros out. I'm not tricking the money anymore. I used to trick, man. I used to be the notorious trick. You know what I'm saying? I used to have a starter kit for these chicks, man. Coach bags and various La Perla underwears and whatnot. I can't do that anymore. That's a fool's game. So now I gotta fly the bros out. Trick off on the homies, dog. Nah, because I'm saying, bro, like, this is the thing, man. Like, your friends, and this is the thing, man. Like, y'all been here for like 25, 30 years, man. And it's like, we'll sit here and spend money on women that don't even like us. We'll spend money on women that don't even like us. Like, we'll spend money on women that don't even like us, and we won't fly the bros out, right? We won't buy the bro a ticket to the movie. We won't buy the bro a ticket to the movie. I know you like Avengers. Buy the bro a ticket to the Avengers. That's why I bought you. I'm like, yo, I'll get my man the video game, right? Because it's like, yo, it's important for me to play the game with my man, right? Knowing I'm only gonna play it with him 4 times, right? Those 4 times means I'm gonna remember those 4 times. We're gonna have like 4,000 jokes in those 4 times, right? And so for me, it's like I like doing shit like that because it's like, yo, I know if I invest in my friend, I'm gonna get those memories back. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so that's why for me, I don't look at it as like, tricking off on the bros. It's like, I'm investing in our friendship. Like, y'all gave me friendship for 25, 30 years. Why the fuck would I not pay y'all dividends? Anywhere else, that'd be a failing equation, right? That shit won't work out. So for my boys, man, that's why I hit motherfuckers up all the time. Like, yo, what can I do for y'all? Let me send some y'all way. If the homies get together, I send, a cash app to get a bottle or whatever. Because it's like, hey, man, I can't be there with y'all, but I'm still here with y'all, man.
Yeah, that's key. Don't friendships.
So, any
important.
All right, so yo, anything we need to discuss for the next show? Anybody we need to bring on the next show? Because now's the time to talk that shit, right? Because the joint was in the group chat. We know nobody's doing shit, right? So it's like, hey, listen, just like we said, man, listen, man. It's time to level up, right? You gotta lead, you gotta follow, or you get left. You know what I'm saying? The world is changing, man. You see it in front of you, Jamal, right? So,
And this shit going by fast.
It's very fast. Let me tell you, it's like Flintstones. Little legs running in that motherfucking stone car.
But yeah, other than that, man.
Yeah. But any Halloween plans, bro, before we get out of here?
Oh, I'm gonna take the kids trick or treating.
That's what's up, man.
They shut the little spot down in my neighborhood.
Dad taxing them?
Oh, of course. 10% dad. Well, my son don't eat candy, so I don't gotta worry about him.
So you get the whole thing.
I get
a rebate.
And then my daughter, she a cookie candy fiend, so I get my 10% dad tax from her. But my son, I get about 90 from him. So
yeah, I'm taking my daughter out. We doing the matching costumes. I totally forgot Halloween was on a Wednesday, so I'm thinking Halloween is tomorrow and shit. We doing something tomorrow and Saturday. I'm doing something every day. We going out every day. And then
they do that trunk or treat and all that stuff all over the place now.
Yeah. So. I was thinking about I'm probably going to drive to Jersey on Saturday morning to go to the trunk or treat in Neptune at McDonald's. Mm-hmm. And then come back that Sunday afternoon. Yeah. But I don't want to do that because I gotta drive back. I gotta drive to Bone House on Monday so we can go to Monday Night Raw. You see me front row 5, me and 2 of my homies from back in the day, right? 2 longtime wrestling fans, and you see me pass the motherfucking steel chair to Braun Breaker in order to put that shit over the head of Jacob Fatu, right? Listen, that's what we doing, baby. That's the life I'm living now. You know what I'm saying? When you trick on the bros, you get to go on bro adventures. And so we're trying to plan this bro trip as well, man. So, we're gonna do that as well. This homie trip, we're gonna go to Vegas and tear it up. There's a lot of events that happen in Vegas. You know, we can go to a UFC event. The NBA is out there. That tournament, the mid-season tournament is in Vegas. That's something we should look at, right? The mid-season tournament is in Vegas, right? Yeah. The NBA is fantastic. Yo, I don't. Is that still the logo, the motto, or some shit, bro? Like, I don't know what the fuck it is anymore. I'm loving it. That's McDonald's or some shit. But nah, man, that's about it, bro. Like, I'm probably fuck around and play Helldivers 2. You know, that's what I'm heavy. You know, I don't play that Call of Duty bullshit. You know, I'm a PC
tomorrow,
gamer.
Bro.
You know,
I'm a PC
gamer, dog. I'm over here. You know, I'm over here PC gamer, dog. Y'all Xbox, y'all console gamers, y'all don't got shit. Y'all can't upgrade y'all systems. Y'all don't know about 8K resolution. Gang, you know.
I didn't worry about
gang. You know what I'm saying? But no, I can't hate. I don't play Call of Duty because it's racist, right? Every time I play, I have a racist encounter with somebody.
That's why I do everybody.
I want to be able to. Bro, I want to be able to freaking talk to my teammates.
Well, I only do it when me, Gordon, Gator online. We get a little private chat. We talk. Well, I don't listen to them other motherfuckers.
Yeah, man. Because like for me, like on Helldivers, I'll go on with the open mic and just say what's up, and then the dudes just come on, but like, yo, what's up, blah blah blah. And we even got a Facebook group called Helldivers 2 for Dads. So it's like a bunch of dads that go on there, and we'll just like put our gamer tags up when we playing or whatever like that. And we'll just jump on and play and shit. It's like all dads that'll talk about dad shit while we're just like fucking up bugs and robots. And they got a new enemy type coming out now called the Illuminati. Shout out to the guys. Yeah, man. Helldivers 2 is a great game. I'm not going to give any more free publicity. That's it. Yo, shout out to the Tims. Yo, I got the new Tims, bro. I love these mugs, man. I love these Tims, man.
Well, I haven't bought a pair of Tims and I don't know how.
Because they're canvas, man, and they can bend. I can go hiking in them, bro. I love them, man. I love them.
I ain't about
to my daughter.
I ain't about boots, and I don't know how.
The young goat. Yeah, let me go ahead and zoom in on my face. You see how I put that one up and it zooms?
Ain't nothing happening. There you go.
Yeah, you see it. Acknowledge me. Acknowledge me. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened when you get paid. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave it at this. I'm gonna leave y'all motherfuckers with something to think about. And I don't really want to talk too much, talk too crazy, right? 2025 is all about helping, right? It's all about helping yourself and helping each other, right? And if that's something that I can do for the entire year, that's what I'm looking to do for myself and my friends and family. You know, so if you would like some help, ask and you shall receive. But if you don't, I'm not helping you. Fuck off. That's how that shit work. You know what I'm saying? Because who wants to help somebody that's not trying to help themselves, right, Jamal? Nobody wants to do that.
But that's the whole thing. If you ain't trying to help yourself, I can't help you. You got at least want to help yourself.
I'm gonna help myself to some pasta. I'm gonna help myself to some pasta and some chicken.
Yesterday.
Bites. Yeah, no, I got some new shit. I fucked that shit up though, but it's some new shit. But kind of sort of. I'm the pasta guy, bro. Wait till 2026 when I open up my pasta business, bro. My whole shit, I have to invent a fucking pasta noodle, right? So next year, I'm gonna buy a 3D printer and I'm gonna figure out a pasta noodle that hasn't been created yet, and I'm gonna invent it, and it's gonna be my own pasta noodle for me and my daughter, and I'm gonna get it fucking made, and that's my legacy to the pasta industry. It's like some stupid shit like that. That's what happened, bro. Like, remember what our goals were back in the day? Like, yo, I just want to like what was the goals when you were like 18? I can't even like they were so low. They were so low. I thought they were high, but they were so low. It was like have a good job, make 60K a year. That was it. That was it. Like make 60K a year. Not even that. It was like make 55 a year. I'll be okay. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the goal. Living that.
And yeah, that was the goal in Jersey. That wouldn't have cut it. I'll tell you that. I'd have been struggling.
Hell no.
It was like I was just happy to be middle class or whatever. Yeah, but I mean, now it's like sky's the limit, man. And now, we have each other and we're all in positions to help, man. So that's just the main thing. We come back with this new iteration of the podcast. We're gonna have the jokes. It's still gonna be, some of the same, shenanigans. Yes, we'll have some life lessons, right? But it's all about helping us, man, helping this generation of men out, helping this generation of leaders out, and then teaching that next one. So that's all I got, man. And so with that being said, let me throw on some of this. Let me throw on some of this weirdo stuff that we have. Because I can just throw on like music and just get us out of here. I guess it's gonna come on at some point. Yeah, that's I can throw on the music, right, and take us out. Yeah, so to you and yours, right? Everybody that tuned in before, all the new listeners, welcome back. I'm Taurean Meacham. I know what I'm talking about.
I'm a nigga that's here.